A little while ago, I did a short video over NAR's Consumer Guide to Home Insurance. And in that video, we talked a little bit about the LA fires and kind of what was going on there and the hurricanes and those kinds of things. And so while I did touch on that, NAR just in the last few days has put out a new consumer guide specifically about fires and insurance. And so I have covered some of this a little bit before, but I thought it was worth going over this in light of the fires in LA and the people who are finding, the problems that they may be having with insurance. It just seems like a good idea to kind of go over it since this is specifically about that. So, as I've done in the others, I'm going to be pretty much reading this to try to make sure that I get all of the salient points out. And with that, let's get into it. So, let's get started. A consumer guide for fire damage and policy coverage. Most homeowner insurance policies cover fire and smoke damage, but some insurers may limit or not offer coverage if your risk is higher. You should contact an insurance agent or broker if you need separate fire insurance or have questions. An agent who is a realtor can help connect you. Depending upon where you live, your property may have varying degrees of risk of sustaining damage from a wildfire. Even if you aren't in a high-risk area, you should fully understand your insurance coverage in the event of a fire. Here is what you need to know. Does my homeowner's insurance cover wildfire damage? Standard homeowners insurance typically covers the structure of your home, other structures on your property like a detached garage or a shed, and your personal belongings in the event of fire damage. This includes fires caused by candles, grease, electrical malfunctions like faulty wiring, wildfires, and lightning. However, a standard policy may not cover all fire damage, including damage caused by nuclear hazards, arson, poor maintenance, or regular wear and tear. Please contact your insurance agent if you have questions. What if my policy doesn't cover fire damage or I cannot obtain coverage due to wildfires? Similar to flood insurance, some private insurance companies may exclude or not provide insurance coverage in high-risk areas. It is important to shop around as some insurers may have more risk tolerance than others. For example, some insurers may be non-admitted, meaning it is not licensed by the state, but can still legally provide coverage, including for difference in conditions to help address any coverage gaps. These surplus lines brokerage specialize in risk that admitted carriers will not cover. However, while offering specialized coverage, these companies are subject to different regulations and don't participate in the state insurance guarantee funds, which protect against insolvency. So it's important to ask questions and read the fine print. To find a surplus lines broker, you may contact your state insurance department or your current insurance agent who may be able to refer you to a surplus lines broker who specializes in your specific needs. What do I do if my home is deemed ineligible for fire damage coverage? Some insurance companies may not cover damage caused by fire if they consider your area to be too high risk based on fire maps or risk scores. If your insurance company deems your home to be in a high risk area, there are some things you can do to help manage the cost. This includes contacting an insurance professional to discuss your insurance costs and needs, gathering and comparing quotes from multiple insurers, including surplus lines, and obtaining wildfire prepared certification from an organization like the Institute for Building and Home Safety. You may also contact your state insurance commissioner who regulates the insurance companies in your state and may have additional information about fire insurance and risk maps. What is a FAIR plan? If fire insurance is not covered in your policy, you may consider purchasing a FAIR plan, or Fair Access to Insurance Requirements insurance policy. FAIR insurance plans are available in many states and are intended to protect high-risk homes that don't qualify for certain types of insurance on the private market. While FAIR plans are typically more expensive and have limited protections compared to private insurance, they can serve as a crucial safety net for those who can't find insurance elsewhere. Practices may vary based on state and local law. Consult your real estate professional and/or attorney for details about state law where you are purchasing a home. And you can visit facts.realtor for more information and resources. So that kind of covers the majority of this. I think that did have some points to it that were not in the previous thing I discussed. But I think the big takeaway that you need to know is you just cannot assume that you're automatically going to have everything covered when you have an insurance policy. I think, if you had a situation where you just couldn't get coverage for some reason, well, then you don't have coverage at least. But I think so many times we get a policy and we think that it covers everything, and it may not be. So you have to ask questions. You have to really work with a good insurance agent. And you need to ask, what does this cover? Is there a limit on what it covers? Is there, what are the restrictions? Is there an upper limit? Those are all valid questions to ask. And, you may be able to live with some of that risk. It may be a very rare thing, and the risk for you may be very low, and you don't think it's worth the additional premium. That's fine. That's your own individual decision on that. But what I don't want to have happen is for you to not know and then be in a situation, an impossible situation financially and everything else that was because you just didn't understand. So check out your policy, and you might get with your insurance agent and make sure that you have a good understanding about what your current policies cover. And that wraps it up for this one. So I am David McCoy. I am a commercial real estate broker. I do a little residential, and I do global real estate. I'm based here in Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm licensed in Kentucky and Indiana. If you have other questions, you can leave a question in the comments. I try to read the comments and respond to all those. Or you can reach out to me on my website. I'll put a link in the website below. I also will put a link to this consumer guide down below, and then if you want access to it, you can go to it and you can print out a copy, and there's some other helpful links in there as well. So that about wraps it up. If this was a helpful video to you, if you don't mind, click like and share it with someone if you know someone else who might benefit from this. And if you like following along on real estate related issues, you might even subscribe. And you also, by the way, you might check out the other videos I have on my YouTube channel if you have other real estate questions. I cover a lot of different topics, and there may be something in there that you will find useful. So let's wrap this up. That's it for today. I hope you all are having a great day, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.